Hi, my name's Ashley Stanton, and this is my discussion post for our finance and budget module. After reading the chapters in the school resource management text, I really like how the author defined, broke down the definitions for equity and equality, because I don't think it's, super simple. I like that they put for like equity is like talks about educational opportunity and how it can be horizontal, vertical, performance based, or opportunity, or like in a social aspect. I think that's really important because um like it talked about like schools aren't necessarily in control of like socioeconomic segregation, and that there's not like really systematic resolutions on how to provide that and how to provide equal opportunity in those aspects. So I thought that was like a really key thing. I think with our district too, we see that a lot because we have like the east side and the west side, and how things work is a lot different. Um, and really the resources are differ greatly regarding that. And so I think with equity, I really agreed with the majority of their definitions. I really like how it was broken down. And so like equity like aims to level the playing field and provides resources and opportunities based on specific needs of individuals. And then equality was, they defined it as the basis of defining educational opportunity. And so it talked about racial equality, gender equality, students with disabilities equality, and then undocumented children. Um, so this can be like providing all of the same resources and opportunities to all of the students or individuals. And it's like very uniform. And then adequacy has several factors, like outcomes desired, ability for the government to provide appropriate funding, and then ensuring that like they have access to the resources to meet educational standards. And this is really just like a minimum level of resources that is given. Whenever like going over the resources in the module, I really liked how the video talked about equity and how it gave like examples of the different plants and how a cactus, what it needs to grow is um, like a lot of direct sun, not a lot of water. Its roots are really made for going long periods of time without water. And then another plant might need, um, like shade and a lot of water. And so I just really like that example that it gave. And it made me think about like, there's an image that goes around every so often, and it's these three people standing on boxes or just standing at a fence and then standing at boxes to show, and there's like a wood fence and they can't see the baseball game, and then they're given all the same thing and it's all the same size box, and it doesn't really help the issue that they can't see the game. Or they're given, the tallest person has no box, and then the middle person has one, and then the other person has two, and they're all at the same level. And then there's another, like it goes a step further where it really addresses like systematic barriers, and there's a like chain link fence. that all of them are given and they all can see without, all the different levels of supports. So that's just what, taking it a step further, that's what this really reminded me of. Current issues in our district are like regarding funding is enrollment growth and infrastructure demands. So our area is growing a lot. And so not only having all these new students, but like new students means new staff, new schools. And so they're having to move funds from maintenance or other improvements and having to redirect that to accommodate the growth. And in December, one of our elementary schools was hit by a tornado. And so that significantly impacted district finances. And then another thing is just like funding, I guess like state funding and inflation and everything with COVID, there was some relief funds given, and we're experiencing that those are expiring, and we still have to like meet the demands of like the technology, requirements and stuff that was placed on um, teachers and everything like that, and even just like the level of cleaning still has to, with COVID still around, there's still sicknesses around. And so we still have to have enhanced cleaning and other stuff like that. So thank you for listening.